Alright, so Everton have been one of the top 5 worst run clubs in the past 10 years. Like, such a big club, man. Beautiful new stadium soon, spent a bunch of money, and yet they are fighting relegation. So today we're gonna fix their finances, fix their mistakes, and bring them maybe not to the top, but to stability, you know? I got the team set up in a defensive 4-3-3, Danjuma, Beto, McNeil, front 3, Doucouré, Onana, and Ghana holding in mid, Mikolenko, Keane, Tarkowski, and Coleman backline, and behind them is Jordan Pickford in goal. And first position I wanted to upgrade was the right back. Seamus Coleman is not getting any younger, and Nathan Patterson is just not good enough. So for that, I bought in the recently relegated Kyle Walker-Peters for a flat 10 mil fee. Next up, I looked at my attack, and Dwight McNeil, a few years ago, you was a very intriguing young talent, but I think you scored a grand total of 2 goals since then. I felt like we needed more production from there, so I went and got the exciting youngster Johan Bakayoko for a cool 14 mil. Then finally, I went to the other side of the defense to get a better left back over Mikolenko. And the man for that was the Norwegian Julian Ryerson, who I paid a solid 15.5 mil for. We had a very solid start to the season actually. The fixtures just kind of lined up for us. I mean Arsenal did bust our ass real quick, but after the first 13 we were in 8th. Unfortunately though, we are Everton, you feel me? Some whack stuff was always gonna happen to us, and because of some tough losses we were down to 11th at the halfway. It was still a very decent position though, like much better than real life obviously, and a big reason for that was Arnaud Danjuma, man. 15 goals, 4 assists for the loanee. And after some more mixed results through to the end of the season, we ended up finishing a respectable 9th in the league. Checking out the signings, first we got Ryerson, 34 games played, 4 goals, 3 assists is pretty decent, went up to 78 as well, very good pickup. Next we had the other fullback, Kyle Walker-Peters, 30 games played, 0 goals, 3 assists, went up to 77, another solid signing. And finally, our exciting young winger, Johan Bakayoko, 44 games played, 13 goals, very decent, 2 assists, and went up to 77. For the overall squad, Danjuma just carried us, man. 24 goals, 8 assists, then Beto also decent, 10 goals, 2 assists, and Onana from the back, 6-4. We also made it all the way to the semis of the FA, but Chelsea clipped us there 3-1. And here's the squad in the season 1. I mean, cannot be mad at that, man. Top half of the table, you feel me? But we're losing some crucial loanees, so we're gonna have to work the market season 2. First things first, I changed the formation now to have a cam, and with that I need a cam, so I got in Fabio Vieira from Arsenal for 28 mil. Next up, Danjuma unfortunately left us, and he is too much money to get back. Like we are in a financial crisis, you know. So instead, for the new left winger, I went for Jakub Kaminski, who cost 20 mil. And finally, I decided to snag myself a new LCB to replace the Asian Michael Keane, and the man for that was to be the Belgian Arthur Thiet, who only dropped us a cool 22.5 mil. Alright, so first game of the season, Arsenal, just, yeah, let's not talk about it. But after that, it was cool, man. Like, if that first game didn't happen, we would be golden. 7th place out of the first 10. We then had to endure a couple hard results at Chelsea and Man City, but we beat the Saudis, which was nice, and at the halfway point, we were still in the European place, sat in 7th once again. Unfortunately, however, in January and February, we had City, United, and Liverpool all 3 in a row, and, you know, that damaged our morale for real. But luckily, in the back third, we got some lightweights to play with, and ultimately through some resilience we ended up snagging that coveted European spot, 7th place for the Toffees. First item we're gonna see is our new CB Thiet, 37 games played, 2 goals, 0 assists, and went up to 80. Very good development. After that, we got the big Arsenal signing Fabio Vieira, 39 games played, 4 goals is a little low, but 10 assists is pretty nice, and went up 1 to 80 as well. And just under him is the Pole Kaminski, who had 39 games played as well, 10 goals, 4 assists, and went up to 78. Beto replaced Danjuma as the top scorer, not as many though, 17-2 for the big man. Then it was Bakayoko 11-4, and Doucouré with a surprising 8-3. FA Cup this time was not as successful. West Ham got us in the round of 16, and here's the squad in the season 3. Pretty solid once again. Got that European spot, even if it's the fake one, and yeah, on to season 3. To begin the business, I targeted a couple glaring holes, first of which was the center mid. Doucouré been a great asset for the team, but he's actually retiring and we need a better guy anyway. So for that, I went and got a nice little upgrade. Andy Doof came in for a slight 26 mil. Next up, Kyle Walker-Peters, decent 2-year stint for you, but it's time to replace you as well. And I went domestic and brought in a big boy for that need, Vonderson, for 42.5 mil. And finally, our backup goalie is 68 rated, so I got in the youngster Noah Atubolu for a cheap little 7.5 7.5 mil. We had Arsenal to start the season again somehow, but this time we held our own, and after bringing the momentum into our next few games, through the first 10 we were in 4th place. There was a speed bump though in the form of City and Liverpool back to back, but after absolutely annihilating Watford in revenge, we sat in 5th at the halfway mark, still in top 4 contention, you know. We also made the League Cup semis, which is pretty nice, but our big brothers in the city took us to town on this one. Sadly, it is what it is, you know. No one cares about this thing anyway. But we bounced back from that disappointment really well, finishing off the season strong once again and snagging that coveted top 4 spot, actually coming in 3rd. Big moves. First signing this time is Vonderson, only 33 games played. He got injured middle of the season, 2 goals, 1 assist, and yeah, didn't grow because of that injury. Next we got the new center mid, Drew, 40 games played, 6 goals, 5 assists, very decent stat line, and went up 2 to 80, looking very good. And then real quick, backup goalie Atubolu, he played 1 game, that's it. Beto led the line for us once again, 23 goals, 3 assists, and then Jakub Kaminski with a breakout season, 18-11 and up to 81. Reederson from left back got 8 goals as well, then Fabio Vieira 8-10, Johan Bakayoko 8-5. We went out early in the FA this time, you know, unlucky draw, Man City got us 4-1. And here's the squad into season 3. Extremely happy with the outcome, man. Champions League football, Goodison Park, and now all that's missing is a piece of silverware. And to get that silverware, we needed some more depth, so first I focused on getting a new backup winger. And the man for that hole was going to be the rapid Mate Jurasek, who I paid 20 mil for. Then I had also sold a bunch of midfielders, so we just didn't have any depth there anymore. So for a new backup in the middle, I brought in the Croatian Đorđe Mihailovic for a solid 28 mil. Then finally, for the big signing to end off the transfers this video, I targeted a star defender. Tarkowski had been a brilliant servant, but I mean, he just can't compare to Wesley Fofana, man. 61.5 million for the big boy. Hey man, we got a squad now, and first couple games of the season were a cakewalk, you feel me? But despite that, somehow we sat in 6th place after the first 10. But yeah, we just good now, man. The teams who were bending us over before were now getting run around by us, and halfway through the season we'd recovered to be in 5th place, so no worries. In the Champions League, we did make it out of the group in 2nd, but unfortunately round of 16 we drew Napoli, and yeah, nah, let's move on. However, in the FA Cup, we actually made it to Wembley, and in the final against Man City, it was a little header from Teat and a heroic save from Pickford that got us that elusive trophy. We ended up finishing 3rd in the league once again, you know, a perennial top 4 contender now. Signings of the season, Jurasek first, 20 games, 4 goals, 0 assists, solid backup guy. Mihailovic played a pretty big role though, 42 games, 2 goals, 4 assists isn't too much, but still pretty good. And then Wesley Fofana was the big man of the season, 47 games, 1 goal, 0 assists, went up 1 to 84. For the overall squad, Beto announced himself as a superstar, man. 35 goals, 10 assists. Then Vieira good as well, 17-8. Bakayoko 14-10. Kaminski 11-5. Here's the final squad end of the video, man. You can do the comparison yourself, but I mean, it looks worlds apart from what we inherited. And yeah, that's gonna be about it. You simply love to see it, man. Like, I'm pretty sure we saved them from purgatory now, you know. The league table speaks for itself. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe if you did, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.